welcome everyone. Today I'm joined by Jeffrey Howard of KickBright.net. This is him right here. We're swinging in complete synchronization. And the reason we're doing that is in honor of the 1985 classic movie, D.A.R.Y.L.
We're really happy to have you with us, D.A.R.Y.L.
Do you know what D.A.R.Y.L stands for?
I sure do.
Tell me.
Data analyzing robot youth life form.
Data analyzing robot youth life form.
Even though it's an 80s classic and loved by many, including me, it cost $16 million to make. How much was the box office?
I would estimate 30 million. What was it really?
Try about 8.
What?
Try about 8.
What?
Try about...
Relax, Howie. I was only kidding about the money.
Now for something really amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, right there, right where my tripod is pointing, is the house that D.A.R.Y.L lived in. Let's approach. There's definitely been some trees that have been sprouted up since the movie, but you look straight ahead. Look at the number on the door. Same door, same numbers, same everything. 716.
I'm Jeffrey Stewart. This is my wife, Ellen.
There, that window is the window that D.A.R.Y.L would have been playing piano in, and the camera would have panned out this way. His room was up there. That lantern there can actually be seen. That lantern can actually be seen in the shots. Of course, it's grown over now. The car comes down this road at one point, passes this batch of trees, pulls into the driveway. Right there. In this area where I shouldn't be walking is where D.A.R.Y.L would have been standing. And let's look this way. Does that look familiar to you in the movie at all?
You got to grip the bat pretty firmly. You know?
D.A.R.Y.L would have hit the ball right over there. It would have hit the door. You can see this house here on the left. This would have been an empty little field. That was Turtle's house right there. When his sister showed up on the moped with the boyfriend, they would have rode right down here and turned into here. This was not paved, but you can see that little concrete slab there. It was still there. He was up there looking through his window. One of my favorite moments in D.A.R.Y.L happened right here when he came running out of the door and he was looking over our direction.
Turtle? Turtle?
These are the two trees right here where they had their little conversation. The camera angle that you see in the movie was actually way down here. See if I can jump down here without killing myself. Yay! So down here is where the camera angle would have been, right here in the water. They would have had the camera set up. And the camera angle would have been something like this. Come down here and just sit right on the edge of this. Let's pretend you're either D.A.R.Y.L or Turtle. Who do you want to be?
I'm the skinny one, so I'll be D.A.R.Y.L.
You're D.A.R.Y.L.
Well, the doctor said maybe my memory could come back suddenly. Only no one really knows.
Ow, that's uncomfortable. But this is it. This is the spot. Pretty excited. This is the view they had. That's an emotional moment right there. It's an emotional moment, even for a robot.
We better get back. You want to come over to my house? For a real nice tour, maybe Hookie will let us play with the new computer. Okay. Who's Hookie? My sister, Sherry Lee. Hookie? Amateur hooker. She dates every night. I just invented the name. It really pisses her off.
Right down here is the ATM, where the ATM was. And then D.A.R.Y.L would have been putting the card in.
You got it? Mm-hmm. Terrific. Give me 100.
Right over there was where the baseball team was, and their car would have been parked. All that building in the background is completely different.
You, come here. I'm gonna bat you fourth, okay?
What you can really tell is this shot here. You can see this molding and all is still very, very similar. The ATM would have been right there. D.A.R.Y.L would have turned around and walked away.
Thank you for using the time machine.
You're welcome.
The first bankers look forward to serving you again.
If you listen closely, the ATM voice is actually done by the same actor that played the adopted dad.
The first bankers look forward to serving you again.
Yeah, well, some of us stiffs gotta work for a living, you know? Not like some guys I know.
The first bankers look forward to serving you again.
There was actually some oak trees here that are now gone. All that looks different, but that's where the car would have pulled up, right up there on the grass to let D.A.R.Y.L out. This is the school D.A.R.Y.L would have got out, and Turtle was going to show him in. Standing right over in this area here. They would have gone into the school.
It's okay, Joyce. I'll take him in.
Oh, well, I think Daryl
You
might
want
like
a
it
kid
better.
to show up for his first day at school with his mother?
You can see in those windows was where the shots where D.A.R.Y.L was grading the paper, and the teacher was giving him some flack for being too smart.
What do you think you're doing? Changing the answers on somebody else's paper?
I'm correcting him, as you asked.
But I haven't given you the answers yet.
One of the most memorable scenes in the movie happened right over here at the baseball field. The field has been revamped a little bit, and these fences are actually a little bit newer. But in 1985, something magical happened right here. Right over here is where the two coaches meet, and they shake hands. Right there.
Before, guys. Right, come on. Move it, damn
Yo,
it.
Bull. Good luck.
You ever played ball before?
Can it?
The fence was a lot smaller, but over this exact spot right here is where D.A.R.Y.L hit the home run. He went over this fence and looked straight that way. That's where the ball would have bounced, right there beside that tree and towards that house. Do you remember the first time you saw D.A.R.Y.L hit the home run when you were a kid, 1985, seeing it in the movie theater? What was your feelings when you first saw that?
I like a good home run.
You know where it happened, right?
Right here.
Right where? Right here?
behind- No, right behind me.
You seem stoked. Another one of my favorite scenes happened right here. It's when the coach just saw D.A.R.Y.L hit his first home run, and he was making that crazy laugh right there.
D.A.R.Y.L, you have to run.
Right about there is where Turtle would have given D.A.R.Y.L his advice about grown-ups, the famous speech. Right there.
D.A.R.Y.L, I've been meaning to give him my speech about grown-ups. It's a great speech.
There's an extra in the movie that makes a really spectacular face right here. See the baseball field in the back. And Jeffrey's standing right in the exact spot where D.A.R.Y.L would have been standing and stopped by the adopted mom. Right there. She would have had the little conversation with him. Right there. Point where you're at. That's where it is.
Sweetheart, there's something we... No, too short. There's something we need to talk about.
You'll notice I'm wearing my Darth Vader Star Wars shirt. Like Darth Vader, D.A.R.Y.L was actually half robotic and half human. But he didn't have a dark side. Jeffrey that's holding the camera, he does have a dark side.
Turtle, you represent the winning run, Turtle. The winning run.
Nice. After they won the game, they all cheered and yelled and ran right across there behind the fence. And then they jumped on top of the shoulders of each other.
D.A.R.Y.L, we won.
with me. We're going to reenact the walking scene. You can see this house in the background is exactly the same. We just won the game.
Are we gonna fly? Are we gonna fly in that?
Check that out. It's the military compound. The police chase actually started right down this road. In fact, you can see that Weld-Right sign that says hitches and welding. You can see that in the shot. The car would have drove right out of there and gone this way. So basically right where I'm walking, about to get hit by a car, that car's honking at me, so I'm in the middle of the road. I was trying to recreate a D.A.R.Y.L scene. That car was not very happy about it. In fact, you can see all this here in the shot. You drive right by here. There's some billboards here on the right. You can actually see that driveway in the shot. I'm going to walk over here and try to get a better view for you. He's trying to do a little hitchhiking here. Having any luck? You gotta show a little leg. Show a little leg.
Pull it over, Doctor. Move your vehicle to the curb.
Turn onto the freeway.
I repeat, move your vehicle to the curb.
Take the freeway, please.
Doctor. Also, we'll shoot.
Cars and D.A.R.Y.L. Speaking of the police, there goes one there. He's not chasing D.A.R.Y.L, but we are. And that's where the car with D.A.R.Y.L would have gone right over that little awning there. We have to climb up over this, climb that fence and try to get the shot. The links you go to. Right over this way is where the toll road was. The car would have pulled right up there. They've actually revamped it a lot now. It's a lot nicer. That's where the little car would have blocked all the police officers.
This is where the police chase is going to end, as the car is going to come down the on-ramp.
Down the on-ramp, which has now been torn down. And then where'd they go? This way?
Right over here to the ABC, formerly known as.
So this is the hospital where D.A.R.Y.L would have been pronounced dead. The family would have drove out from right over here down this road.
But he can't die. D.A.R.Y.L's a robot. Robots don't die.
Cue the 80s awesome ending credit music.
Where am I going? I've been lost so long.
Whoa, watch out! Join us. Join us.